some people, maybe you can shed some light on this, is that I'm doing all the things, I'm practicing all the things, but I still get triggered by my ex. And, why does this happen and how can I quickly reset? Do you have any quick reset tips?
Right. So it is a practice. It's like brushing your teeth, right? So we brush our teeth on a daily basis. For many of my students, they end up getting really hooked to the meditation world. In fact, all of them end up loving meditation, which I'm like, yes, because that is really the superpower of all superpowers. But so you have to brush your teeth, right? You have to do that regular maintenance. And sometimes you get a little spinach at lunchtime in between your teeth, and now you got to floss, right? So sometimes in the middle of the day, you have to know how to recharge your batteries again. So while you're doing the practices which are intended to heal those aspects of you that are being triggered, right? Because what is a trigger? A trigger is a often disproportionate response to a stimulus, right? It's like all he said was, how was your mom's birthday? And all of a sudden you went back to a conversation you had 10 years ago with him, and he never really liked my mother, and blah, 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 blah. And you go down this story, right, which hasn't been healed yet, right? So what is a trigger? So as you're working on healing and releasing and letting go of the past, you also can have some tools in your arsenal in the moment. And one of my favorite tools for communication and being triggered is your intention. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. I'm totally a spirit geek because who the heck wants to talk about intention? But it's such a powerful tool, right? It's your why. I want to have a peaceful family for my children. I believe that families should have a beautiful home, and I didn't have one when I was growing up, and I want that for me and my child. Whatever it is, that's your macro big picture why. And what that big picture why allows you to do is anchor in a moment when you're having to communicate with your ex who triggers you. Right? Being aware of the present moment, being aware that this person usually triggers me, being aware that often when he says something to me, I bring up the past 20 years when really this is a conversation about right now, right? So awareness of how your own mind operates, right? Because your mind is a powerful machine. And then setting an intention for the conversation, taking even 30 seconds, because sometimes life is fast. We don't all have half an hour at a time to go into your meditation cave, and right? Taking 30 seconds and remembering your why, that I want my child to have a beautiful childhood. I want to have a peaceful relationship with my ex because I want my child to experience love and not conflict. Setting that intention before you communicate with your ex is such a powerful tool. And the feedback that I've gotten from clients of mine is that it changes the whole conversation and often leads them to not being triggered. We've had parents who are like, I used to have panic attacks every time I saw my ex. That's serious business. And in 4 weeks, by fueling her tank energetically, consciously, and raising her perspective, clearing her lens, raising her vibration, remembering who she was, she could have interactions with him, not only that were not anxiety provoking and triggering, but where she could see the unhealed aspects of him. Huge. And some of you might go, oh God, I'm not ready to, no, right? I get it because I've done this a long time, right? But just for a moment, if that is very far from your reality right now, I want you to consider how great would that be, right? And if she can do it, you can do it. Use that story to empower yourself. So intention, super powerful on a macro level and on a micro level as you're doing the daily practices, right?
I love that, Rad.